Welcome back to the Mom and Kid Show. I'm Damien, one of the kids.
I'm Daniel, the other kid,
And I'm Araceli, the mom.
and today we have our third ever episode of the Bible study.
Yes.
Yes.
And we were supposed to
And we're
already be
supposed
in the
to-
book of Leviticus. But for some reason, we're still in Genesis chapter
We haven't even
18.
gone to halfway.
That's
Really?
how God works.
We're less than 2/5 of the way.
Yep. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Chapter 18, the Son of Promise. We covered a little bit in the previous
It
episode.
was like 5
I'm
verses.
gonna recap and then finish the second half of chapter 18. So we're at where Abraham has already he's reached where he's going, and there's three men that are standing by him. And so he runs to the door, he meets them, and he bows himself to the ground. And he says, "My Lord, if I have now found favor in your sight, do not pass on by your servant." Verse 4 says, "Please let a little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree." Now, I think it's interesting how we've seen water
So many
already
times in
so
the
many
Bible.
times, but there was water was in the earth, and then there was the water that's destroyed everyone, the flood. It rained water. Why are you looking at me like?
We already talked about this last episode.
I know,
feel
we're
like
just
water
recapping.
It's like God's way to talk.
Well, that's where I'm trying to
That's
get
like
to.
his favorite
But
element.
now we're seeing water that is brought to the feet, like to wash your feet. Like, because feet is how they symbolize journey, they symbolize walking, moving. And so it's like saying Abraham was at a point in his life that he settled down, like he was resting. So as when they come, the angels, the men come, he's like, "Here, rest," because he's able to give that now, because he feels it. And so, and then after that, he gives them some bread. They talk about how they're gonna have another kid, and Sarah laughs.
Right, a kid, no?
Well, they're gonna have a kid. Yes, you're right. Not another one. A kid. And Sarah laughs, not believing it. And so,
And then she denies it.
and she denies it. And I'm guessing she denies it because she's scared. I mean, I don't have much to say about that.
I mean, imagine meeting God for the first time.
They didn't meet God, they met an angel.
Oh,
They didn't even know they were like an angel. It was just a couple men
But they do
traveling.
know it's Lord because they say Lord. Abraham says Lord.
Is anything too hard for the Lord? That's what it says in mine.
Yeah. So, okay, well that happens. That was from last episode. Go watch it. Now we're jumping into Abraham intercedes for Sodom. Is it Sodom? Sodom?
I say Sodom.
Sodom?
Also,
Sodom.
y'all should have already watched the first and second episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
If not, go
follow
watch those.
along.
Go watch those before.
Okay, so we have, it says that then the men rose from there and looked towards Sodom. And Abraham went with them to send them on their way. But this is where it gets interesting, the next conversation. Who wants to read it? Verse 17.
I'll read it. So just verse 17?
Yes, for now.
And the Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham? What am I doing?" Comma.
Okay, continue reading and then we'll talk about it.
Shall I? Wait, no. I just have to read since the beginning, since 17. And the Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham what I am doing? Since Abraham shall surely become a great mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him." Wait, what? How is that a question mark? Shall be blessed in him? Guess.
Because should I hide from Abraham?
Oh, that.
Okay, just start it over. Let's read clearly from verse 17.
And the Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham what I am doing? Since Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Continue.
For I have known him in order that he may command his children and his household after him, that they keep the way of the Lord to do the righteousness and justice, that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has spoken to him.
So I just find it interesting that God's there, that the Lord is there with Abraham, and he's speaking about Abraham. Like saying, shall I tell him? He's not even thinking it. He speaks it out loud.
Abraham, should I tell you?
No, like he doesn't tell Abraham. He's just saying, should I tell him? But he's standing right next to him.
So he heard him?
So Abraham hears it. Can you imagine just being like, God's talking about you, like, should I tell him this? Should I not tell him that?
Should I tell my mom that she's very beautiful?
And I started looking into it because I was like, why does he say it that way? And after that, God, the Lord, Daniel, read 20 and 21.
All right. So the Lord told Abraham, I have a great outcry. I have heard a great outcry from Sodom and Gomorrah, because their sin is so flagrant. I am going down to see if their actions are as wicked.
You're
as
reading
I have
another translation,
heard.
right?
If not, I want to know. Yes, I am. The NLT.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to read it? I'll pull up.
Well,
another
mine
one.
says, and the Lord said, because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grave, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry against it that has come to me. If not, I will know. So he's here having a conversation with himself. He's speaking out loud, and Abraham is there listening. And then Abraham starts, we're not going to read verse by verse, but Abraham starts answering these questions, or not answering, he's asking questions.
I think it's pretty funny because he's like, if you find, what does he start with saying? If you find 50 people though, can you just like not destroy the city?
He's just like,
okay, what about, can we just do 25? What about 10? What about 5 people? If we just find
he's
5
just trolling.
people.
He's trolling.
He just keeps like lowering and seeing how much people he can save.
He's trying to save. I mean, he's trying to intercede. That's what it's called, intercede for these people in Sodom and Gomorrah, because these people have become evil. These people have become, they're doing bad things. They're not following God's way. So now God is stepping in and saying, okay, I'm going to take some action. But what I discovered while reading this and researching and looking into this is that he's sharing the reason he asks, he talks about Abraham when Abraham is there is because he's inviting him. He speaks out so Abraham is aware. He's inviting him to participate. God shares it because Abraham is ready to know. If we recall back to when God was telling Abraham, go get out of this country, move away, he's giving him direction. He's instructing him. He's giving him instructions. But this time, he's just saying it out loud. He's not even telling him what to do. He's saying, this is going on. Now, Abraham has, gone through a lot of growth in the last years. And so he's ready to hear what God has for him. Sometimes we're like, well, we can't hear God, but it's because we're not ready. Whatever God tells us, it might crush us.
We might freak out.
And right here it says on verse 22, before even he starts answering, then the men turned away from there and went towards Sodom. So now we have God just there, and it says Abraham still stood before the Lord. So he's hearing this, and he's still able to stand and be calm and ask questions. Sometimes we react in a situation, we are reactive and we're not calm and we can't think, and we can't even ask questions. And I'm at fault for that a lot of times.
Like
But it's just the capacity that he was able to hold. He's able to stand there but with God, knowing that there's something that's gonna happen. And he's okay, let's talk this. I'm gonna ask questions. And not to try to, like, I don't think God wanted Abraham to see if, oh, he's gonna step in, he's gonna change my mind. It was like, I'm inviting you to ask me questions. I'm inviting you to step up to the role that I've called you to. Like, I think something like that. Damien, you were gonna add something?
Yeah, I feel like a good example of the like you panic too much or you react and you can't really think of it is like if you're on a plane and it's going down into an ocean, you're too scared, or like you're panicking and you don't even think that you will you don't even think to ask about like flotation things. I don't know what they're called, but you don't even think about that. You just think, oh no, we're gonna drown. You don't even think.
We don't. In those moments, we don't.
But that's the moments that it counts.
Your
the
body
most.
kicks in.
It kicks.
Well, it activates.
It kicks
You know what I
into my
mean.
body.
Okay, what do I want you guys? What did I want to share is the intercession. You intercede is different than praying. And praying, we'll talk about that in a minute because I went down that rabbit hole as well. But intercession is whenever I'm stepping in, or I'm asking her for something that I feel called to do. But there are certain things that I think that make it to where intercession is you're able to intercede. First is you are shown something you did not seek out. So if some information comes to you that you don't know, that you had no way of knowing, that it just somebody came to tell you, it just came to you.
Mm-hmm.
Second, it involves someone you love or are responsible for. So if it's somebody that you are that you feel called because there's, it's your responsibility, you care for them or whatever it is, that's the second criteria. Third is you feel drawn to stay present, not act immediately. Like you're holding that capacity to where you're able to, if something's going on with the person that you care for and you found out some information, you're still able to, like, you feel like you can be at peace, not at peace, but you're calm. You're not going out there and trying frantically to help them. Like you're actually, you have that capacity to hold it. And there is space, and you don't feel like there's a command. Like you don't feel like you have to go resolve that issue. It is up to God, and God's gonna work out a plan. But you're like, that's whenever you're like trying to tell God, like, can you do this instead of like Abraham, instead of all of them, can we just say 50? What about, can we save 20? Like, so that's intercession. Let's see, what else did I put? So when you intercede, remember, it's not the same as pray. When you're intercede, and you'll hear it in the churches a lot, and you hear people will tell you, like, please, intercede for me, or talk to God about me, or like, you have to make sure you are feeling that's the right move to do. Okay.
Okay.
And God, like I put down here, God's checking to see if Abraham can stay present and not freak out and leave because he's about to destroy the whole city. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the difference about prayer, because I just feel like it's a little bit different than intercession before we jump into the next chapter. Because we've talked about prayer. We've talked about, you know, that I just feel like there's something more to it. So there's different kinds of prayers. And there's prayers. I think that the most important thing when you come to, when you pray over food, let's start with that. When you pray over food, you're praying and you're kind of going to like, you're not even praying over the food, praying, you're blessing it. So there's prayer as blessing. When you bless whatever it is that you want to bless. So sometimes, how can I explain this? Sometimes you want to pray for people, but you want to send them blessing instead of just saying, I pray for this person, and I hope they're okay. Like, God, like, make them okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about praying and sending them the blessing. Like, may fear lose its grip on them. May they find the peace that they are looking for. Not exactly, let me see, for an example. Let's say an example of this. Someone comes up to you and is sick.
Yeah.
Right? They're I don't know, they're going through an illness, sickness. Then they're like, can you pray for me? And I think it's more of like not saying, oh, I pray that they're not sick. I pray that they find the strength or the blessing, the strength in whatever they're going through. Or may they be blessed with enough strength to withstand whatever
Because,
God.
yeah, just to add on to that, I mean, you don't know why God has them there. So it's like, God, I don't believe that you know what you're doing. So just take the sickness from them. It's just like, God, I pray that whatever you're putting them through, whatever they're going through, I pray that you give them the strength, or the state of mind to get through this.
I also like you remind me because the way you said it is just different. Because usually a lot of people like say it as like, I hope that the sickness gets taken away, but you like adding strength, but
Yeah.
not focusing on the bad thing.
Yeah. And I will say this because sometimes people will ask you to pray for them, but I think his prayer is coming into alignment. So this is a huge no. No, no. Don't pray for someone when you're focused on their scarcity or on their lack or on their weakness, on their sickness, because what you're doing is you're actually adding more to that. So when you're going to pray for someone, pray for and seeing the best in them and bringing that out and sending them light and sending them, no, don't I just think that we're focused on what is missing. And when we're praying, it's for the other person, but in a world that we're all connected, when you pray and you're worried about someone, you're sending more of that out. And I'm praying for my I don't know, my friend,
My
because
pet
she has
dog.
no job. She's going through a tough time. Her kids are not listening to her. I'm praying for her. You're sending more of that to that person. Okay? And if you pray for, they're like, may they find a job that brings their skills out because they're so smart. They're very joyful. That changes. You know?
Mm-hmm.
May they have that relationship with their kids like they used to have, or like they used to have. It's still scarcity, but like may they find joyous moments to laugh you're focused on something totally different, and you yourself align differently. So now you're focused on abundance. So again, praying for food, praying, as a blessing. I think the whole praying for food, it's being in appreciation and actually noticing that change in your body, because you can pray for food and you can say you can say thank you God, and for this meal, thank you for this day, thank you. But are you really connected to your body? Are you really noticing that shift that happens in your body when you're actually like, okay, thank you, like, thank you, and then you're changed. So now you take in food and it's gonna do better. It's gonna do so much more good in your body. So there's three types of prayers that I came. It's the release. So like I'm releasing. There is a prayer where I'm releasing whatever I'm going through. Like, God, I'm releasing this to you because it's not doing good to me. In the Bible it says, Jesus says, do not worry, because worry doesn't add anything to it. I mean, it just makes it worse. There's release, there's a blessing. I bless that person. That's why every time you guys wake up, I want you guys to always say the first words. I bless you, Daniel, and I bless you, Damien, and I bless this day, and it's gonna be great. And then there's a relational type of prayer. Jesus said when he was asked, teach us how to pray. And he said, pray like this. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. But that was a framework. The first part of it is we're holding that relationship, we're naming who God is. Right? We're naming him. He's our Father. He is a God that cares about us, is dad that's gonna be there. And then thy kingdom come is we're regulating, we're removing urgency, and then we have give us our daily bread. We're just wanting what today can bring. We don't want to worry about tomorrow, just about what today. And then forgive our sins as we forgive those. We're cleaning ourselves. We're cleaning ourselves and actually like realigning to who God called us to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I have for chapter 18. You guys want to add anything to it? You guys have any questions about what we just talked about?
No.
Was everything clear? Did I actually do a good job explaining?
Yep.
Yes. Very good job.
Don't roll your eyes at me.
Or did I do a really good job losing you guys to the point where, you know what? Let's just get the chapter.
No, you explained it good.
Okay, chapter 19. We have Lot.
A lot.
We have Lot. Who is Lot?
Is Abraham's nephew.
Mm-hmm. So we have Lot. The two men have arrived. Lot tells them to come on in. And they were like, no, but he's like, no, come on, come here. Come to my house. The men of that city find out that he's housing these two men that have arrived. Now, these cities, remember, I'm telling you, like, they were bad, doing very, very bad things. That's why God was like, nope, this is too much. So they get there and the people of the city start knocking on the door of Lot and telling him, hey, bring these two men out. Bring these two men out because we want, they wanted to humiliate them. And Lot's like, no, I'm not going to let you humiliate them. And then Lot says, okay, well, I'm not going to let these men come out, but I'm going to let you humiliate my daughters. And so before that, the men pull him in, and then they realize that everybody's bad there, so they're like, okay, you have till like the morning to get out. Take your family, move, like go. And I guess he's still trying to figure it out or something, and then they get him, and they pull him, and his son-in-laws don't even listen to him. So aquí va Lot, he's going, and then, but before he leaves, um, he they're telling him go to the mountains, but he says, no, can I go to another city? And so they're like, okay, fine, that's what you want, go to the other city. And so he leaves to the other city. Oh no, that's not even in chapter. Is it in chapter 19? Okay, yeah. Well, never mind. We're in chapter 19. So he lives to the other city, and then is that chapter 20? No. But then he gets to the other city, and after a while, he goes into the mountains because he can't stand it there. So let's talk a little bit about that. Do you guys have anything to say as to far right now?
Didn't
Anything
his
that I
wife turn into
missed?
salt first?
Yeah.
Huh?
No,
Didn't his wife turn into salt?
it's when they're going up the mountain.
No, it's going when they're going to the city. So let's talk a
Oh.
little bit about what's happening.
No, it's actually when they're leaving the city.
Yeah. The city?
Yeah.
No, they're going into
Sodom.
the city. Yeah, but whenever they're going to the other city. Town.
But they're leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you didn't. I'm right.
So even though Lot is spared or he's saved or he's allowed to go into, like, get out of there, he is distorted. He cannot make good decisions. So he's not as evil. He's not evil. But the fact that he was like, okay, you know what? You can humiliate my daughters. That shows that he was not fully there. Like, he was not capable of holding his family or keeping his family safe. So when they're telling him to go to the mountains, obviously they're trying to get him to be where he's going to be better off, right? But what does he do? He says, you know what? No, I want to go to the city. Why? Because it's familiar, it's safer, in quotation marks. It's something he knows. There's external structure. So if we think about who have we talked about that also went back to a city because it was safer, and
Abraham.
Us.
Right now, when we've been moving, we came back to the city. Or more like town, but yeah.
Yes. Well, I think yes and no, because I feel, and I might be wrong, that we moved back, but not because we were perceiving it as safe. I mean, it was a step that I feel like God had us
Wait,
do
this
again.
is Lot, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this is Lot.
Okay, yeah.
So he doesn't want to go to the mountain because the mountain represents trust, separation from corruption, fear, support. And like, he was going to be alone. He didn't know what was going to happen. He was having to start over. So if you're being told to move out of this place and go somewhere else, to be alone, to start over, that takes a lot of strength to say, yes, I'm going to go to that place. So he ends up at the city, right? At this other one.
Mm-hmm.
God is merciful, but mercy does not restore, heal, or undo trauma. It only reduces the immediate threat. I think this is so, 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 so huge. When you go through life and something happens to you, you're in an accident, you lose someone, you have a fight, whatever it is that you are going through, the fact that you got saved, that you can wake up the next day and be alive, does not equal you being healed. Does not equal you being out of the trauma. Does not equal you are restored to who God called you to be. Please keep that in mind, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm safe. I got saved with that one. God is merciful. That's not the same thing. Lot was saved. He went into the city, but he was not healed. And what happened? He delayed the healing because he didn't even want to go into being alone. So he was at the city, and then he ends up going to the mountains. The place that he begged for, the city, was not enough, becomes a place he cannot tolerate. So he leaves. What you think might be what you as a human might think that is your healing, is not necessarily what God has in plan for you. And so when you feel when you're doing this and it doesn't feel at peace, is whenever you have to realize and be like, this is not the mountain. I'm back at the city because this is familiar. This is something I know, and this is something that feels comfortable. And so,
Comfortable, like you told me,
yes,
is the silent killer.
yes, it is. Let me see. And now he gets to the mountain, and he's weaker. It's taking longer, and something that he could have healed from, now his daughters are carrying that. So there's a generational impact. So his daughters believe survival is impossible. His daughters are in panic. They're acting from scarcity. They make distorted decisions. So, and Lot becomes kind of like numb. He doesn't, I feel like the fact that he was getting drunk and drinking and all that is because it's a representation of us going through life feeling numb, not actually feeling, not actually like being aware of it anymore. If you go over and you repeat it over and over and over and over and over. Abraham did go to Egypt, but he came back and he grew and he was able to partner with God. Do we have questions?
Mm-mm.
I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have multiple daughters or just one?
Two. He had 2 daughters.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like I heard that like the daughters, the 2 men earlier today, but I don't remember where.
Yeah. I don't know.
Either one of you were talking about it, or I read it earlier, or I just thought about it. I don't know.
I will add one thing before we. I don't know if we're gonna see how we're doing in time, but I'll add something about being numb. Being numb is going through life not feeling life, just making decisions, not even thinking about it. Could call it distraction nowadays, but it's being numb. Now with money, we see this a lot because money is
Socially
is the
accepted.
most socially accepted numbing agent. People use it to regulate themselves through external means. Some examples are that people use it to avoid feelings, avoid uncertainty, not knowing what's going to happen, avoid dependence, avoid relational risk, and avoid slowing down. What does this look like? It looks like hoarding. When people are buying a bunch of stuff and just keeping it and not letting it go, there's a reason because of that. It's very different than when you're saving. Hoarding is keeping a bunch of stuff and not even having any emotional, like there's no value. There's no connection to it.
Like if you buy a toy for $5, it's different than just saving $5.
That's
No.
still not hoarding. Hoarding would be like, I just buy it, I come home and I put it up.
No, but
No,
like the
hoarding's
toy.
like, oh, okay. I got this Computer when I was 7, and it was my first computer. I'm gonna keep it just because it was my first computer. And then
Yeah.
you just keep it in
different.
storage forever.
That's different than keeping your keeping your first or just keeping money.
Yes, but saving is different as to like hoarding is like I can't even go buy me a cup of coffee because I need to save this money. Like I'm just hoarding the money myself. Like, or you could go and buy a toy like you said and come and put it up. Next day you go buy something else and you put it up. And whenever it's like, are you using it? No. Can you get rid of it? No. And like Daniel said, it's also keeping stuff from a long time ago because we can't let go of it.
Also, a lot of people, what they do is like, oh, this was my first toy and I'm going to give it to my kid. Like, that's like,
Yeah, so you can hoard it for me. Overspending. When you're able to just like spend and not even watch your finances.
like you just spent a
Feel good.
joy, air quoted, because y'all can't really see
Constant
that.
planning and not doing, just planning, and you start planning and planning and planning and you're never doing, and there's also numbness in there. And an inability to rest. You're just not being able to rest because it just freaks you out to stop. And once you stop, you feel like the whole world is coming down. Like everything's gonna stop. The whole world's gonna stop functioning if you take a day to rest. Money competes with God at the nervous system level, not the moral level. This is why Jesus spoke about money so much. And he said that you cannot have two masters. Money promises safety, predictability, control, and insulation from pain. God offers presence, trust, timing, and relationship.
You gotta pick and choose.
I choose gold.
Healthy money looks like generosity without fear, saving without hoarding, earning without identity collapse, giving without self erasure. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
No? We have chapter 20 and 21. How are we doing with time?
We are at 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, these chapters, I don't know if we're going to get to do.
Well, chapter 20, I didn't get much. I mean, I only got, I feel like I've done all the
It's not
talking.
that long, chapter 20.
It's
So,
just about Abraham meeting someone.
so we see Abraham, did he go somewhere, right?
South,
He journeyed there to the south.
between Kadesh
And
and
so
Shur.
he's going to this new place. And again, he
And
says he
Gerar.
lies. Huh?
And Gerar.
Yeah. Again, he lies. He tells Sarah to,
Act like his sister again.
yes. And I was like, okay, so here we have Abraham who's able to hold and have the capacity to hold information from like with God and talk to God and intercede for these cities. And then we see Abraham go to another place and lie again and is afraid that they're going to do harm to him. And he's asking more people to be involved, like Sarah saying, hey, lie for me. Like, keep me safe.
Why does he keep lying, or like not
'Cause
keep lying?
Because I'm assuming Sarah is a very pretty lady.
Uh-huh.
And people back then, if they wanted to like marry someone, they'd be like, okay, she's already married, so I have to get rid of the guy. So they would, if they wanted to marry Sarah, then
Like a duel or something?
they would just straight up kill him, like, and then they would be like, oh no, your husband died, now marry me.
Why
But
would
if
you
he's
like that?
if he's the brother, then they're gonna treat him nice and be like, they want his blessing and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's what probably happened. And I just think that it's weird. And I was researching, I was like, why does he go do that again? And it's just showing us that I think there's beauty in it, that we will fail again. And there's things that we have to work through. And this time it's a little bit quicker to that they find out and they let him go and everything's good than last time. But it's just that we're going to be growing all the time and we're still going to be doing that. I mean, we're not perfect. It's not holy. And if it was, then there would be no need for God. Like, that's why God exists, because we need him. And yeah.
Yep.
You have anything to add, Damien? You had stuff to add last time about Sodom, and you didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah. In my other Bible, it said that he burned Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he burned them.
Well, I guess I didn't really catch it here, but the thing that I had to say was I kind of just related it to Moses and how he said that he would never do something like that again.
Moses.
I mean, not Moses, Noah. No.
I don't think he destroyed the whole world for it, but I think he destroyed.
He's like, I'm not gonna do water no more. I'm gonna do fire.
Yeah, there's all the elements are involved into this, and I think that's
When
I
is
think
stone?
Earth.
Earth. Whenever. Yeah. When is Earth? in this
The creation of the
No,
earth.
Damien. No. Like destroyness. When is you said all the elements are in this?
Huh?
You said I think all of the elements are in this.
Yeah. Well, there's
The water, the flood,
water.
the fire.
There's water all across. There's earth,
When?
like the planting, the seed,
Oh, I
the
thought you meant like
crea-
about destroying the people.
No, he created
Well,
the earth.
there's a part where it parts the
Like
earth
swallows
parts.
up something.
Yeah.
What about
Fire.
Oh,
wind?
another thing about water is like the
Isn't it rain
whale.
water?
Yes, I said wind.
Wind, there is wind whenever there's
Not the tornado
the
thing.
Moses thing, and then
Yeah,
also
the dust tornado. You said no.
why not? That's
Because
wind.
that's cheating.
What?
But it's wind.
Okay, back to the Bible.
21.
Wait,
21 we
not twisted.
have
How are we on time?
Sarah and God. We're about to finish. We can do this. Sarah gets pregnant. She has a son named Isaac, which means laughter, which we talked about. And then
Sound like SpongeBob.
and then it's Hagar. No, Sarah hears Hagar's son, the one that they had before Isaac, laughing at Isaac. So she doesn't like it. She tells Abraham, and Abraham's like, okay, that doesn't know what to do. God's like, you know what? It's okay. Listen to your wife. And so
What is it on? Chapter 21?
yes.
Yeah.
You just skipped all of chapter 20.
Oh, I didn't have much. It was just a frequency.
Oh, well, I mean, then the guy, he's like, finds out that Abraham is a husband, and he's like, wow, you could have just told me, homie. I'm not gonna steal your wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 21.
Okay. Can we move on? Okay, 21. And so now we have we have talked about Sarah, and we have, so Abraham is now trying to send Hagar on her journey, and so he gives her, some water, some, I don't know what else he gives her. He sets her
Bread,
off.
wheat.
So Hagar is walking, and then she's at a point, I guess, where she doesn't have no more water. She doesn't have no more food. She doesn't know what's going to happen. She has a kid with her. And so she sets the kid someplace, like she sits him down. And then she goes and she's like, I don't want to see him die. Like, I don't even want to be there
That's crazy.
when he dies. And so
It's like, here, you can die on your own time. I don't want to see that. I have other things to do.
yeah. Well,
That's
God.
messed up.
That's messed up, bro.
So let's see, because this is something important. Well, and I think it's important, and everything that I think it's important is good. Okay. So she went and sat down across from him at a distance of about a bow shot, for she said to herself, let me not see the death of the boy. So she sat opposite him and lifted her voice and wept. And verse 17, and God heard the voice of the lad. Then the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said to her. So yeah, God actually heard the cry of the kid.
The kid or Hagar?
The voice
kid.
of the lad. Kid.
You said
And
that
out of
both
heaven
them
and
cried.
said to her, what ails you, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the lad where he is. Arise, lift up the lad and hold him with your hand, for I will make him a great nation. Then God opened her eyes and she saw a well of water. And sometimes we can't see what's in front of us until we receive like revelation, or until perception or something happens, or we are something. I mean, the well was right there. And it's not until God opens her eyes that she sees it.
Maybe it was because she was so sad that she wasn't even
Because she was
thinking.
focused on what?
Her sadness.
Her sadness. She was focused on what she didn't have, on what she didn't know, instead of focusing on what she did know and what she did have. And so the first time that Hagar is out in the desert, she's by the spring of water, and God says, I will take care of you. The second one is you can now see what sustains you. Now I'm giving you, like, you're growing, and now you can see it. Now you can be by yourself.
That's why, like, a lot of people say whenever you're crying, like when you fall or something, or when you get into an accident, you just need to breathe. Because when you're like panicked, you can't think.
Yep.
Mommy has said that a lot.
Provision is often present before perception is restored. Trauma narrows vision. Fear collapses awareness. Hopelessness blinds. So if you're feeling hopelessness, if you're feeling fear, panic, anxiety, you cannot see that next step. You cannot see the well of water that's right there when you're dying of thirst. Well.
Also, animals are actually like, they do it in a very different way whenever they start panicking. They don't actually start getting like worried, or like they don't actually get panicked. They just think about like running. So they're actually better at it. Better than some of us at it. Not just thinking about like panic, not focusing on it.
True. God does not always change circumstances. Sometimes God restores sight. Sometimes he's just going to open your eyes for you to see what's around you. And we expect him to change everything for us. Sometimes that should be the prayer.
Open my eyes, Lord.
Open my eyes. Let me see what you want me to see. All right, guys, that's what I have. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add.
Oh, I think it's pretty cool that he also made what's his name? The kid?
Ishmael,
yeah. He also made him a great nation. He said it. He was like, I'll make you a great nation.
And Hagar is the first one in the Bible, one of the first ones, or the first one, that is not through like covenant or through something else. Like we have Adam and Eve, and we have Noah, and we have Abraham. But Hagar is someone that comes from outside, and so he's still able to use what happened to her to do great things. And so,
yep. If y'all notice anything that we didn't catch, put it in the comments.
Also, never mind. Yeah, basically what you said.
Go watch our podcast. Our latest one is on Sam Walton, the creator
Sam Walton
of the creator of something. You have to go find out on the founder of something. You have to go find out on our latest episode. Thanks for watching, or thanks for tuning in. Anything else? Nothing?
Nope, I think that's it.
Visit faithmoneyfamilies.com for information about programs and our podcast.
Also, if y'all are watching this at a later time, then watch our other future Bible studies, I guess.
Yeah.
And y'all should have already watched the first and second one.
Yes. But
Yep.
until then, this has been the Mom and Kid Show. And we will see you.
Oh, I didn't have to say that.
Gotta hit the record scratch. Alright, this has been the Mom and Kid Show. And we will see you at the table.